Welcome to the Work Wives and Real Lives podcast. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ava. We're two best friends and coworkers spilling the tea on business, boundaries, and all the beautiful chaos in between.
From workday wins to real life messes, we're talking through it all.
Unfiltered, unpolished, and always putting friendship first.
Think of it as your weekly catch up with your favorite coworker turned soul sister.
So grab your coffee
or your wine
and let's get into it.
Stunning.
What is up, Work Wife fam? It's Ava and Katie coming at you with another episode. How are you all doing? What's going on in the universe? Did we have a good week?
I hope people did. I don't know that I did.
Yeah, I hope everyone else had a better week than we did because it was eventful on all ends, work-wise.
Literally all ends in multiple ways.
Yes, which we will get into, but let's talk about our weekend. Tell me something good.
I first need to pause, though, because if you recall from last week, there was a Lord Farquaad reference. And we actually got a positive comment from a man on TikTok saying that Ava, it was funny, but that she looks beautiful. And we love this. And then there's me saying I never wear my hair slicked back because I look like a certain way. I don't even know.
Here she is.
But here she is, because you know what? We didn't get around to washing our hair today. It was a busy morning, and
you look gorgeous. Per usual.
I feel bald, so everyone can see I do have hair back there. I don't know why I care, but
she has hair.
I have hair.
Don't worry. But yes, we are week 2 of hair down, and you know, I think I look good.
I think so. I think my camera has decided I don't, because my screen just went very dark, and I don't know why. I think my camera's telling me something.
It's a new era for you.
It's a new era. So you know what? If I go in and out.
Well, I appreciate all the men on TikTok for the comments. I appreciate you. I see you. And, you know, I'll keep it going for y'all.
One thing I will say is that so we post all of our TikToks under my personal TikTok. I literally just signed up for TikTok in July of this year. I don't love it really at all. I think that I don't understand the algorithm. I think that people are so much more like cruel and trolly on TikTok than they are on Instagram or other platforms.
Oh, it's such a scary world over there.
It's a scary world. And so the video that we've read comments from about the biggest pet peeve being men's sandals or men wearing sandals with jeans. It is still getting comments. I got a couple more today. And after we had read some, there was a couple that just went too far. Like one was like, oh, it's okay for a man to beat you as long as he's not wearing sandals with jeans. Like, sure, let's just bring domestic violence into it, right?
Yeah, let's just throw that in there.
We got another one today that was like, mine is saying women on podcasts. And I'm like, I literally just commented back. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I literally said, thanks for the free promo. Our fans love us. Another guy was clocking in from Mesa, Arizona, saying he wears it year round. And I was like, you know what? You go you. You know, you live your best life. But what's funny about all that is that video probably has like somewhere around 1,500 views. So not even a lot. My 2 top videos on TikTok both have close to 20,000 views each, and they're not related to the podcast at all. I can't deal with this lighting. I can't even see myself. I don't know what's happening. We're just gonna roll with it. Thanks. You didn't know you signed up for a light show today. But the 2 that have 20,000 views each are the most random, stupid videos. They're both like 7 seconds long. One is my daughter standing outside of a Labubu party, and the other is me on a Southwest flight commenting how I had a whole row to myself or something. Those videos almost have 0 comments, but they have almost 20,000 views. And then this video, every couple of days, we just get like a spew of comments that come in, but it still only has like 1,500 views. But it has like 80 something comments on the video. And I don't understand the algorithm. I don't know if I want to understand the algorithm.
I don't want to understand, but now hearing you say it again, Labubus are just like all the craze right now. I don't understand it, but
I mean, I have
know,
one.
yeah, I know you have some. And
I have some.
Wyatt has a collection. She has her own little house for her Labubu's. And, Southwest, they're always making moves. They're always trending. I feel like they're always a hot topic.
And what I had posted in that video is it was a 7 a.m. work flight, and the Southwest boarding process for forever, and it's the only airline I can take to fly up to the city I have to go to for work. It gives me so much social anxiety, like having to ask people what number they are to go stand behind them in line. Like, I'll just go to the back of my group because I just don't even care that much. Like, I'm like, I don't want to have to talk to you. I don't want to debate if you're 34 or 35 and where I stand in this line. So the fact that they're getting rid of that process sometime, I thought it was this year, but it's still happening. Maybe it's next year. I don't know. But I'm so thankful for that. I don't care if I have to pay more for a ticket. I do not want to have to talk to people and ask them where I should go online. I just don't. So anyways, that was the video that was about. And I think a lot of people feel passionately. One of my favorite comments on that video was a guy, all he did is he posted a screenshot from the article about the woman getting sucked out of the Southwest window. Do you remember that? I mean, it's not funny. She died.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. But I was like,
rest in peace.
All he did is just screenshot that article, and I literally commented back, and I was like, I think of nothing else when I have to fly this airline. Like, that's all I think about.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so thank you, the men of TikTok.
Speaking of Southwest, they are actually coming to the Knoxville airport come 2026, which is super exciting. I'll be able to take it if I'm going anywhere like locally in the Southeast, but yeah, they're making moves. It's growing slowly but surely.
No longer
if you're listening
Southwest.
to this, Tyson McKee Airport, we are in need of a direct flight to Orange County.
Yes.
I will settle with LAX, but I refuse to go to that airport at all costs. Knock on wood, I have not been in a few months, but the only time you'll see me at an LAX airport, it's not a good sign. It means I had flight issues and I was redirected. So,
you know who I think would be a good candidate for that? I'm going to shout out Breeze. Breeze Airlines is a newer discount airline, but they're actually, all their planes are brand new. Their flight attendants are suspect because they're all children and they wear Air Force Ones, which I love. It's not why they're suspect. But I've had so many mixed, with the Breeze people in particular. One time I was in a flight from LAX to Charleston. It was the only direct flight from LAX to Charleston, which I appreciated. Flight attendant, it was a red eye. We were in the first row. The flight attendant was calling the guy in the flight attendant that was stationed in the back while this woman flight attendant was passing out snacks, talking so loud about how annoying the woman flight attendant was and how she was trying to hit on him. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to sleep. Like, he's like yelling over the turbulence. And I'm like, dude, come on. And then I had to figure it out. Like, know your timing. It's not right. And then another one, the flight attendant, it's an hour and a half-ish flight to Provo, Utah, to go out to my parents live. And flight attendant falls asleep on the plane, just like head down. Like, I'm like, you couldn't even make it an hour.
That's wild. I've never seen that before.
But they do have superior snacks. So they have like full-size packs of peanut M&Ms. They have the Voodoo potato chips.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, they have really good snacks. Sometimes they have alcohol, sometimes they don't, because last time I flew and they didn't, they told me it was because they don't have a liquor license in California, or I'm going on a huge promo for Breeze right now, but it's fine. Or obviously Utah. So they only get the alcohol when they do the flights from Orange County to Orlando, Florida, and then they stock up there and then bring it back. So anyways, I could tell you the whole Breeze situation.
So when John Wayne had that huge crash, was that all airlines or all airports?
It was anyone that used Microsoft. So basically, yeah.
Well, you were affected, but Breeze was able to get you on a flight like no issue.
Yeah, I was delayed probably 3 or 4 hours, but they had a paper manifest and they were just checking people in on paper. And I think we were one of the only flights to get out that night. And it was glorious.
So shout out Breeze.
Shout out Breeze. Love
Doing
Breeze.
big things.
All right, let's pivot back to what we're supposed to be talking about, which is our weekends.
What did I do? Absolutely nothing, which was great because I reorganized our bathroom drawers underneath the sink. It's just been
therapeutic.
Yes, it was very therapeutic. I threw away a bunch of old product that I do not utilize anymore, and it was just stunning. And I rewatched Gossip Girl for the 500th time. It's that season.
Did you play the Jason drinking game?
No, I need to be with you and Kelsey in order to do that. I specifically start rewatching. So my favorite season is the last season. It just holds something special into my heart. And so I'll usually start watching maybe like a few episodes into season 5, and then the last season was season 6. I do enjoy the beginning seasons. There was one season that I just like, it didn't need to be there. I think it was between Rufus and Lily. It was doing like a flashback of when they were teenagers and when they met and when they found love. I just felt like there's no purpose. I think Serena had gone to LA to work in the film industry for a little bit.
Yeah.
That whole season I can do without. I just love Blair and Chuck so much that any season where they're not together, I cannot stand. So,
yeah, I'm a fan of like the earlier seasons. I do agree on the Rufus Lily season. I didn't enjoy that, or when Blair or Serena was in LA. But so Kelsey, who was on our podcast, as y'all I'm sure remember a couple of episodes ago, her husband is in the entertainment industry, and for I think just the first couple of seasons of Gossip Girl, he was a regular extra on the show. And so actually Daddy Solving is also in it. I think just in the first season.
No.
The cockroach guy. So we every time we would like Kelsey and I get together, we watch Gossip Girl. I can't remember if he's past the first season or not, but anyway, hashtag Jason Etter. We love you. You can see him a ton in the show. So every time we would see him, we would take a drink, and it was great.
Do you have a favorite character? And so I will judge you upon what you choose.
When I was younger, I was a Serena stan.
Okay.
But as an adult with experience and knowledge and perspective, I am a Blair fan.
Okay. Yes. I'm so glad you said that because same. I loved Serena when I was young and watching the series while it was being aired. I lived in New York during that time period too, so I would skip some dance classes. Mom, if you're hearing this, sorry. I'd skip some dance classes, and they used to have a website where you could look up where there was filming going on throughout the city. And I was there for a few summers. So there was one summer we skipped a class, went to one of the sites and saw the guy that plays Nate Archibald and Vanessa. But during that time period, I was obsessed with Serena. But now as a grown adult, life experience, we ride with Blair.
Yeah, Blair was definitely the superior character. I read all the books.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And so I think before the show came out, maybe not all of them, but I hated what they did with Jenny's character, and I hated
she was terrible.
Her goth like transition.
Okay.
It was unnecessary.
So unnecessary. But actually, I feel like we all go through a little goth period.
Yeah, it was a little too much Black Eyed.
It was a little too much.
It was just too much. I definitely watched. Okay, speaking of current movies, Freaky Friday. When that movie came out, I was at Hot Topic, like buying all of the clothes you would. I didn't even think they sell that kind of stuff. I think Hot Topic now is literally like Labubu and Pokemon and all that stuff. But it was like the cool like band T-shirts and like cargo. Camo pants, low slung, obviously. I literally cut my hair myself to give myself these short little like layers up top, and I wanted like extreme hair coloring, like highlights, but my school didn't allow it. I was on a whole freshman year of high school was, or
You-
kind of, yeah, I think that was freshman year of high school.
You took
That
it to
was
a
an
whole
interesting
nother
time.
level with the haircut.
Right. And so
You really
anyways,
dove in.
I dove in. But anyways,
Wow.
yeah, so I didn't love what they did with Jenny's character because I don't recall that happening in the books. And
yeah.
I didn't love who, I thought there were so many holes. I don't remember if they ever reveal in the books who Gossip Girl is. I don't think they do, but it's been literally 20 years since I read them. I think there's way too many holes in the plot for Dan to be Gossip Girl. I think it was a collection of people the whole time. I don't think it was one person. And that's my opinion on Gossip Girl.
And it was a collection of multiple people. That's like the show Pretty Little Liars. Did you ever watch that?
Absolutely.
There's so many. They took it too far. Like, it needed to end. I don't know how many seasons there were, but at one point it just needed to end. And
well, then when they brought in like the spinoff show, I think it only lasted like a season, and it brought in like the supernatural elements. I'm like, just make it like a teen like murder mystery. Like, leave it core. Don't bring in the supernatural stuff. It doesn't need to go there.
Yeah.
They ruined that show. It went too long.
It went one season too long. It needed to end at, I don't know how many seasons there were, but the season before the last, it just needed to end there. They needed to wrap it up. It just got too weird. But I'm so happy to hear that you have grown and become a Blair fan.
I'm a Blair fan. All right. So what did you do this weekend besides watch Gossip Girl?
That's pretty much it. I've been living a very boring life, which I actually like. I feel like the next few weeks going into the new year, my schedule is going to be crazy. So I'm enjoying this time of steadiness and being home and having nothing on the calendar.
Did Opal chew up Helena, the Highland cow, yet?
No, I have the Highland cow up on a shelf where she cannot reach it. So
I'm like a sucker for Instagram, like shopping things, like promotional things that show up on your feed. And so I got this one, and it was like, send someone a gift box, and it was different like stuffies, but it's for like adults, and they are just so cute. And then they have like a candle and like I think some bath salts and some like socks and stuff. And Ava was having a rough week. Well, when I ordered it, it was a couple weeks ago, but it finally came, and I was so excited when you got it. It was so cute.
It came at the perfect time.
Now I'm getting all the Highland cow merch though. So my dream in life is to own one. And there's this breeder I follow. It's called Bougie Cattle Co. They're in like Central California. And they do online auctions, and then they also do buy now things. And so they're small. They're like probably the size of a large dog. I've been wanting one for quite a while.
They're so cute.
I know. I've never done the auctions. And then they had a buy now event a week or two ago. And so I went on, and these cows, I think the cheapest one was like $12,000, and the most expensive one was like $30,000 or $40,000. And so I said, bit out of my price range. It's going for like, I think I would maybe spend like $2,000 on a cow, but
I don't know if you want to spend $2,000 on a cow. I feel like it would have a lot of issues. I don't know much about the cow industry and how much like cattle actually cost, but I feel like it's a little bit more than $2,000 just from my expertise in watching Yellowstone.
Oh, excellent. So my brother's, one of his best friends breeds them. So I'm just going to see if she'll give me like one for free or like a hookup.
Like an actual cow or a Highland?
I want a little one. Their main business is they're cattle ranchers in Texas. With like regular cows.
True farmers.
And then they also have a house here where they have they run like a animal rescue. And then they also have some livestock and stuff, but it's more like, I don't think they do anything with it. It's more for like just to have. And so she had mentioned that they have mini Highland cows if I ever wanted to come over and just pet them instead of getting one myself. But I feel like I need one, or I need a miniature pig. Those are the two I've narrowed it down to.
Both are very stinky. So
no, miniature pigs are so cute. And
yes, but just imagine the shit you'll have to pick up.
Let's talk about shit in my weekend. How about that?
That was a perfect segue into
perfect segue.
Katie's shitty, shitful weekend.
So if I have any parents listening in, you will 100%, you've had this experience, I guarantee you. So let me take you back. We're going back to Friday. I have the cutest casual Friday outfit on because we have casual Fridays at our office. And I got a new order from Nuuly, which is like a clothing rental company. And then if you like the stuff, you can keep it. Well, you have to pay for it, but like it's a discount. I got these amazing jeans. I was banging. I was like ready to go in my cute outfit to the office. I was feeling up to it. I took my kids to school. Normally my husband does the drop-offs because I work the opposite direction. But I was like, I'll take the kids to school. I look cute. I'm gonna like flash my new jeans to the school parents. And what happens? Half a mile before we pull up to the school, my 4-year-old projectile vomits all over the back of my car.
My daughter, that's how your weekend started.
That's how it started. So my daughter's like, ew. And I was like, Wyatt, just stay still. Don't move. It didn't get on you. I have to drop you off. And he's like sitting there covered in vomit. His whole iPad's covered in vomit.
Oh,
and
no.
At one point he started like kind of crying and then he was over and he was just watching his iPad through the vomit.
Oh.
I'm like trying to get Wyatt to get out of the car on her own at school drop off. She likes to wait for the teacher to come open the door for her. I'm like, girl,
get out.
This is not a valet service. Like, get the fuck out of the car. No one needs to see this.
No.
And so I'm like not really shoving, but like with my voice, shoving her out of the car. I was like, go before the teacher comes. Get Everett home, hose him off in the shower, clean up my car. He obviously stays home all day. I have to go in the office for a work meeting, but at this point, I'm just like so flustered. I had to drive my husband's truck, which is always a risk because I've run over multiple things in that truck, including basically another car because I didn't see it. It was parked. No one was in it. I just took a turn in a parking lot too close because I can't drive the car. So anyways, already risky. Get home. We actually had a watch party for the Chiefs and Chargers game. So I'm a Chiefs fan. My husband's a Chargers fan. The Chiefs lost, which was disappointing. So weekend's just not going well already. My son has a fever through the night, sleeps with us. And then Saturday rolls around. He's out. Like he was awake, but he was just like sluggish, but his fever was gone. Luckily, no more vomit. We go out to dinner with some friends Saturday night, which was fun. He sleeps like 13 hours. And then my husband, we were supposed to go to Disneyland on Sunday, forgot to tell me he was going to a Rams game at SoFi Stadium. So Disneyland got canceled because I was not trying to do that by myself.
I don't know how he forgot because looking at his social media, they had a full-on suite for this game.
Yes.
I'm like, how do you forget this?
I'm like, you didn't put it in the shared calendar. Everything goes in the shared calendar. He's like, well, you didn't put Disneyland in. I was like, it shows on my end I did. So also, like every Sunday, that's the only weekend day we can go when there is an available reservation. We're going. Just know that we're going to Disneyland. So anyway, his friends, he has a bunch of friends in the food and beverage industry. And so the Corona rep had given them some tickets to the Corona suite. They had a great time. Love it for them. I'm home with the kids. Shout out to parents who stay at home with their kids all day, every day. I think it is the absolute hardest job. I'm not cut out for it. So by like 11, I'm done. I've had it. The kids are going stir crazy. I was trying to put them in the pool, but we had some work being done outside in the yard. So I was just trying to keep them out of there. And I was like, fuck it. We're going to Chuck E. Cheese. So we go to...
I thought you were going for a birthday party, but you chose...
Oh, no, the video I posted was some other random kid. Yeah.
You chose to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
I thought that if I took them, they would nap after. Like, they would get the Zoomies out. I would get some terrible Woodbridge wine, and the pizza's actually decent. And this one's a clean Chuck E. Cheese. I feel like they really held it. Like, they revamped during COVID.
Oh.
But it's too much. The songs, it's nonstop.
That's gross.
Kids running around.
The ball pen that smells like literal throw up.
Oh, they don't have those anymore.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I convinced another mom, one of my bestie school moms, to come with her kids. We just sat and drank, and the kids ran around. So, but after, I think we made it 2 hours. After that, I was like, all right, I'm tapping out. We're done. Get the kids home. They don't sleep. My husband doesn't get home till about 6 or 7. And right before he came home, my son goes outside in the backyard and I'm like watching him. And then he goes around the corner where I can't see. And so a lot of times he'll go up to our chicken coop and we have a camera, like it's like 2 corners he has to go around. But in the first corner, there's no camera. So I go out there to see what he's doing because I can't see him on the camera or in person. And he's like standing against the house, half nude, just pants off. They're on the ground. And so, like, occasionally he'll, like, get so distracted, he'll wet his pants. And so I thought he just wet his pants. And so I was like, oh, bud, did you, like, wet your pants? Like, what are you doing? And he's standing there, like, looking all, like, suspicious. And he's like, nothing. And I was like asked him what he was doing. And I was like, well, why are your pants off? Like, did you have an accident? He's like, I pooped. And I was like, excuse me? Pardon? And I look like a few feet away from him, like past him. There was a mound of child things on the ground. And then I look down and he's got poop on his leg. And I am so thankful that this happened a mere 30 seconds before my husband got home. Because as soon as my husband walked in the door, I was walking back in the door to deal with my child and
like, I'm tapping out. You're in.
And I said, oh, great timing. And he's like, oh no, there's a rabbit in the front. I have to go shoot it because we have a rabbit that's just destroying our grass.
No.
He will never shoot this rabbit. Like, he set out traps for it. Nothing's getting this rabbit. And I said, I don't give a fuck about the rabbit. I don't care if all of our grass is dead. I am not dealing with this. You're a boy. Boys are gross. Clean it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was done. So that was my weekend.
Oh, man. I feel like Evie has pooped in very, like, crazy places.
Well, it's
like
Garrett's
your
fault because...
bench.
Oh, the bench. I forgot about the bench.
The bench in front your front door.
So when we were potty training... So first of all, the bathroom outside thing is my husband's fault because he taught him very early on it's okay to pee outside. And I had to retrain that it's okay to pee outside in certain places because, like, we'd be out, like... I didn't want him to, like, drop his pants at school and be like, oh, I'm peeing and I'm outside. And so we had to kind of retrain that. I don't care if he pees outside my house. Like, we don't have neighbors I can see or anything like that. But, like, the poop is a whole different situation. So he really refused to use the toilet to go to the bathroom, like, to go poop. Pee was fine. But he pooped on this antique, like vintage, very narrow wooden bench. It's not even really a bench to sit on. It's for decorative purposes. It's probably like this wide. Like, it's not, and somehow
it's
it was
so
like
thin.
It's like balance beam situation. And he got up there, pooped. This was when he was like 2, I think. And then whenever he had to go poop and he wouldn't go in the toilet, he would hide under the pool table and poop. We had several of those.
Oh no.
Yes. So him and poop is a whole situation, and I'm ready for it to be in the toilet cleanly, and I never want to have to my girl was not like this, and I don't understand, and I know it's a boy thing from talking to other parents, but it's too much.
I'm sure there's some girls out there that,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Are in the wild, wild west and do things like this.
It's too much poop.
I feel like
shitty weekend.
I mean, I'm not a parent, but I feel like each child, you have to have one like Evie. You have one like Wyatt and one like Everett,
or your first one is like Everett, and then you just don't have a second. And I knew, I knew when we decided to have a second, it would be like this because Wyatt was like it still is the perfect angel baby.
Yes.
And I knew I was in for it with Everett, and but he also gives like the sweetest cuddles, and he just loves me so much.
Aww.
And it's just like, just please poop in the toilet. It's my one ask.
No, he is the sweetest boy. But we'll get there. We'll get to the toilet.
One day.
And
he doesn't do it at school. Like, at school, he's perfect with the toilet. And I'm like, but why
just feels so free and comfortable at home. He's just lets it all out. So
amazing.
Well,
that's our weekends. I hope you all had a weekend that was more like Ava's versus mine. But yeah. Shall we get into the dramatic email reading?
We shall. And this is why I had to have a weekend where I could just be still and do absolutely nothing but decompress.
Yeah.
So we have our dramatic email reading, which actually took place last week.
Yep.
And you guys are in for a ride. A literal mind fuck is what this was.
So we're going to read every email because it just gives the proper context to the psychosis we were put in by this person.
Literal psychosis. Like, I had to take a second, and I mean, my favorite thing to do is cry. Like, everyone needs a good cry at least once a week, and I wasted my tears on this woman this week.
So I didn't cry over her, but like, you know that, is it a GIF? I don't know what they're called. But the one of the woman, like the blonde woman, and she looks confused and the math equations are going across her face.
Yeah.
That was me trying to figure out what this person wanted and like what she was trying to get out of this exchange. And I still don't know if I know. But she is now gone. She has moved on.
Yeah, she has moved on.
And we're going to just read this exchange.
Yes, so I will be reading the ex-member email. So this is how it started. The subject title, which is important, says random $15 charge. In the email, she says, "Hi, I have a $15 charge on my card. I did not miss any classes and have canceled within the allotted time frame. I also did not receive an email indicating what this is. Can you please provide details?" And do I have a timestamp? Okay, she sent this at 9:23 p.m., which I think was that Eastern time?
Yeah, so 6:23 Pacific time.
Yes.
So Ava responds back.
Within the hour.
Within the hour, yes. So she responded back actually 59 minutes later. No. Yeah, 59 minutes later.
Like right on the dot.
Right on the dot. Thank you for your email, and we are happy to provide more details. The charge of $15 is for a late canceled class on September 1st, scheduled at 8:30 a.m., and the cancellation was initiated at 5:50 a.m. And then Ava provides a screenshot showing the time and date of the class and the cancellation. The cancellation was made in the 4-hour window prior to the class. Therefore, the $15 late cancellation went into effect per membership agreement and studio policies. Let us know if you have any other questions. Thanks! !
That exclamation point is key in all of this, okay?
Yeah, key.
Her response back to that is, "I thought I was within the window as the app did not tell me that I would be charged. It would be great if you got an email indicating I canceled late instead of simply charging my card. I am really going to consider if I want to continue my membership if there's going to be a lack of communication. There are several studios in South Orange County." Let's take a pause. And reread a sentence. "It would be great if you got an email indicating canceled late instead of simply charging my card." Rewind to the previous email of me stating the charge of a $15 is a late canceled class on September 1st, scheduled 8:30 a.m., and the cancellation was initiated at 5:50 a.m. with a screenshot of the class canceled. We move on.
But I love about that is she wanted us to get an email that she was late canceling so that we could tell her she late canceled. So just some context about our app, which is not specific to our studio. When you late cancel a class, it asks you to double confirm to acknowledge that you're late canceling and you're going to receive a fee. In addition, you get an email within minutes stating that you have canceled your class, and if you're within the 4-hour window, this is the fee you're going to be charged. So just keeping that in mind. Then Ava responds back, "When a class is canceled within the 4-hour window, the app does provide a double confirmation that a late cancellation fee will result in a fee. Additionally, an email confirmation of the cancellation is always sent, which includes a reminder of the policy. The policy is consistent across all Pure Barre studios nationwide, including those in South Orange County. which is very generous as the majority of fitness studios in Orange County alone have a 12-hour no exception class cancellation policy. Below is a screenshot of the email confirmation you received and opened of the canceled booking. So we can see when someone opens an email. So we know that she received the email and we know that she opened the email. Ava continues. We will always do our best to accommodate members when unexpected situations arise. For any further instances where you need to cancel within the 4-hour window, please reach out to us directly on the same day. We'll be happy to assist.
Which I think
generous.
That generous, that last statement. But that email alone should have been like, okay, understood. There's literal screenshots of the email confirmation that she canceled and showing that in green, it says opened, and it states the exact time that she opened the email too. And then in that email that she opened, it states our cancellation policy. She responds, I totally understand that I missed the window and I'm happy to pay the $15. However, I'm telling you that I never got a notification, which is the problem here. I understand your system is telling you that, and I never received it. If I saw it, I would never have reached out in the first place. With that said, if this is how you're going to treat clients, I will be canceling my membership and going, she said another studio name. Please forward this email to the owner as an example of how treating customers. That did not make sense. That was her exact words, not mine. I'm not asking for my money back. I inquired on why I got a charge. This is the first cancellation fee I have ever received here, and the app used to warn you if you were canceling within the window. That did not happen here. Also, other studios may have 12 hours and most likely better customer service than this. That was the email that broke me because I felt like I was going crazy. I felt like I was taking crazy pills.
Yeah, I reread it multiple times. So as the owner, I was going to respond to her at this point. And I said, I don't understand what she wants because she's fine paying the fee. She's acknowledging that she canceled within the 4-hour window, but she's mad that she didn't see a notification from the system, which we have no control over. And furthermore, we see on our end, she actually did receive. I'm like, I don't understand what she's trying to get out of this exchange. I'm genuinely confused. So I email her back and I said, hi, owner here. Your membership has been canceled. For the record, I think Ava's response was kind and clear. You agreed to a 4-hour cancellation window with your membership agreement. So regardless of whether or not you saw a notification, you knew what time you canceled the class. Pure Bar Blank uses the same app and membership communication software, so we wish you the best of luck at that studio. Because if your issue is that you didn't feel communicated to about your late charge, this is the same system. So good luck. And I canceled her membership because she said she wanted to cancel her membership and go to this other studio. Fine, go, bye. Read her response back. So good.
She says, hi, owner, parentheses, question mark. I want to clarify that my last email was not a request for cancellation. It was an expression of frustration with how the situation was being handled. I never asked for a refund, nor did I ask for my membership to be terminated.
She says, I will be canceling my membership and going to Pure Bar Blank.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
The first time she threatened that she would like her membership canceled. The second time, she literally states, cancel my membership. Moving on. She never asked for a refund, is what she said, nor did I ask for a membership to be terminated. My original point remains. I understand I missed the 4-hour cancellation window, and I'm happy to pay the $15 fee.
And the email there. That should be it. Just be done. Be gone.
Be gone.
Stop going. Oh, but she keeps going.
She keeps going. What I raised was a customer experience concern. Specifically, I did not receive a notification as I had in the past, which is why I reached out for clarification. My intention was simply to understand the charge and share feedback. Did we not provide that?
Yes, we explained to you what the charge was for. I'm so confused.
She keeps going and said I was told my membership was canceled without my request, which feels like a disproportionate and confusing response. Adding to this confusion, confusion, none of the emails I've received have been signed, so it hasn't been clear who I was corresponding with. I would still appreciate this being addressed appropriately. Has it not been addressed
How do you want it addressed? I have no idea. You don't want a refund. You're fine paying the fee. What do you want? What do you want?
It reminds
me like the Noah from the
Notebook. What do you want?
What do you want?
I don't know. What do you want? Like, we still don't know what you want.
I don't know. So then in the meantime, after this email sent, she called the studio.
Yes.
Upset. What I was relayed is that she was upset that her membership was canceled. I was like, so she doesn't want her membership canceled. She literally said, I'm canceling my membership and going to the other studio. So Ava was not obviously there. So she calls her back. And why don't you recap your conversation and then we'll get back to the email.
So one important thing to note, when she first called the studio, our operational manager was there and very kindly helped address it, as it was like within 2 minutes before she was about to teach a class. And the ex-member was telling her that because these emails were not signed at the end, she thought she was speaking to a bot. And so the only way for her
I wish I had a bot that could reply to these emails.
Right? In the way that I did, very like clear, concise, with receipts, screenshots, everything. And so she said the only way to get a hold of an actual person is to raise higher level concern with a bot. And so that's why she took it to an extreme. So I call her back. First time she didn't answer, I was like, thank God. I was like, I was not ready, but I very kindly called her back. And then the second time she calls back and I see it pop up on like caller ID and like deep breath. I'm like, Lord Jesus, please be with me.
Show me the way.
Show me the way. Just like speak through me. Help me not to overreact because I was about to lose it. And so I answer the phone. I say, Pure Bar, Rancho Santa Margarita, this is Ava. She's like, hi, this is, and then she says her name. I was like, hey, how are you? She's like, well, I could be doing better, but this has ruined my day. I was like, in my head,
same.
I was like, I'm so sorry that it's gotten to this point. Let's chat about it. I was like, what is your concern? Because I feel like we addressed everything very clearly in the emails. She still couldn't answer that. She kept going in circles about how she didn't receive a confirmation about the late cancel. I was like, well, on our end, it shows that you did and that you opened it and it was received. And then she just started attacking me about the customer service. I was speaking to her very kindly, very calmly. If you've ever met me at all in person or whatever via the internet, I feel like I'm a very like mellow, low-key person. The only person that sees like the crazy is maybe every now and then Katie, but primarily my husband. But I keep it very even keeled. And this woman would not stop just attacking the customer service level that we were providing. And I had to quickly put a pause because she was getting a little bit too high of a tone in her voice for my liking over a phone conversation. And so I said,
about a late cancel fee, she does not dispute. Like, this is this is how much time people have. And
literally,
get a job, or if you have a job, get a side hustle, get a hobby, something else.
Get a hobby,
but this is ridiculous.
And so I had to use the word ma'am multiple times for her to just stop, but she wouldn't. And she finally did. And I said, let's get back to the point. And I'm going to reread your first initial email to you. And let's talk through where the confusion is in my first response. So I read word for word her first email. She was quiet. I read my response. She was quiet again. I was like, let's continue. I read her second email back and I read my next response with the screenshot saying that she opened the email, that it was received. I said, where's the confusion? Where's the gray line? She just attacked me. She's like, how dare you do this? And I was like, you know what? Like, your membership is set to terminate if you're clearly not happy. Nothing's getting resolved. You've taken it way out of line. It's become way too personal. And she did not like that at all. No, she did not. She did take it way too personal. I think I've come to a conclusion that she was confused herself of how it got to this point, all because of her, obviously.
So in the meantime, I email her back from her prior email, and I just pretend that this conversation hadn't happened, like that I was unaware of it. So I said, I'm extremely confused. You inquired about why you were charged. Ava responded, clarifying the reason for the charge. You asked why you didn't get a notification of the charge in advance, and Ava responded, showing that at least on our end, you did receive an email and opened it. You stated you would be canceling your membership and signing up at Pure Bar Blank in your preceding email, so we scheduled it for cancellation per your request. Please confirm what your intended resolution is for this matter. Like, 'cause I legitimately have no idea. Like, we answered your questions. We responded to your
over the phone.
She has no idea at this point. She was so deep in her own spiral. She had no idea what she was even trying to accomplish, is like what I'm convinced of.
Yeah.
So then she responds back.
It's just funny now. I'm glad I could laugh about it because last week I literally started pouring myself just straight whiskey. I was like, I'm done for the day. Like, I can't do this anymore. She goes, I just got off the phone with Ava, where she read the email response back to me, spoke down to me, and told me I was taking this way too personal.
You are, by the way.
You are. She then began calling me ma'am and got heated during conversation. I was like, oh, how dare I be very proper and not literally.
I like that ma'am's an insult now. Like, ma'am.
Ma'am.
I think that's actually polite in at least certain parts of the U.S.
This interaction has left me very uncomfortable, and I do not feel I can return to the studio. Good, because your membership's canceled.
Good, go away.
At this point, I would like a refund of my membership, as I no longer feel comfortable continuing with this location. Please confirm the steps you will be taking to process this.
So I respond back, and it's a great one. Because, I mean, at least this was.
It's a great one because it finally just shut her up.
It just shut her up. She hasn't not responded.
It ended here.
So I respond back. I find all of this highly unlikely, given your responses in this email chain alone, not to mention your call to the studio earlier and your tone with Ava during your call a short while ago, which I'm well aware of. You threatened termination of your membership multiple times in this email chain for apparently the simple reason of a technology issue of communication of a charge you initiated, which is beyond confusing and contradictory to what our records state. I have no idea in the original correspondence what you expected us to apologize for.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing. Sorry to interrupt. When I was reading those initial emails, I asked her, I was like, where is the gray area in this? She's like, the lack of customer service. I was like, where? I asked her, I was like, where is the lack of customer service? Because I answered within less than an hour to you, promptly, kindly, and very precise as to what you originally asked. Random $15 charge. I provided you what that random $15 charge was with screenshots and our policy. And so she said, there's no apology in these emails.
For what? You canceled yourself out of class. What do you want us to apologize for?
I'm not going to apologize for something you initiated on your end. I'm like, I'm sorry it's gotten this far.
It just makes me so psychotic because, anyway, so I'm going to keep going. We answered your questions quickly, directly, and politely. I agree it's best we part ways. I'm sure you'll also agree that letting you out of your 3-month agreement early without an early termination penalty per your membership agreement is a generous customer service gesture, because she keeps bringing up customer service and how we're not generous with her. In addition to a refund of your most recent membership payment, which you are not entitled to, but are so generously being granted, I just had to use generous multiple times on purpose, please allow 3 to 5 business days to see that reflected on your bank statement. Best, Katie. So luckily she didn't respond. She's gone. I'm just like, I think she wanted us off the bat to just say we were wrong and give her the $15 back, but then she wouldn't admit that, like...
But she even said multiple times, it's not about the money. She doesn't
No, but
mind
I
paying
think
it.
it was. I think it was at the end of the day. She just wanted to pin it on something else. Like, she was not going, because that when we made it clear that she was the one that was responsible for the charge, she's like, okay, well, what else can I pin on them? And now it's going to be about customer service, because you didn't like suck my tit when you were emailing me back and like
Literally,
coddle me like a baby. Like, you answer my questions like a human being would. So, oh no, that wasn't warm enough. So now I'm just going to say you sound like an AI chatbot, and that you have
which
poor
is a
customer
compliment.
service.
Thank you.
Compliment. And also, like,
I'll take that.
what did you want us to say? Nothing was going to make this woman happy. I think she got so
No.
far into her own delusion that she probably realized it at some point, but couldn't let it go, because then it just makes her look more crazy. And so she just kept spinning it and spinning it and spinning it. And I just... And for the record, this is not an... Like, I know we talk about, like, people talk about Karens, whatever, boomers. This was not a boomer. This was someone our age. And so I'm just... I don't even know. I don't know what's happening in the world, but it's...
What gets
Oh,
me
God bless
is
people in customer service, because this sucks.
it does suck. And that's where I get so frustrated with being in like a customer service position and environment is she even said over the, it's all coming back to me. I've just tried to like numb it out of my brain, but she even said she's the customer and that she should be in the right. I was like, no, like there are instances where, yes, the customer is right. There are certain points where you are here to serve them, but it got to a point in that conversation where it was just very, no. She was taking advantage of the fact that she's the customer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, I'm not going to have her speak to me this way.
No.
Or let alone like speak to our staff in any way as well. Like, goodbye. Goodbye, Kyle.
Goodbye, Kyle. And also, unpopular opinion, but it's true, the customer is not always right. Sometimes you're crazy. And that doesn't mean that as a business we have to sit there and take it. Because
Right.
we are human beings. I like to think we're rational. But at the end of the day, we're human beings, and I don't have to sit here and get whipped because you're the customer and I have to do and say, like, I'm not apologizing for you canceling your own class, like, and getting charged for it. That I'm not apologizing for the fact you claim you didn't see an email that our system says you claim that you read. I'm not apologizing for the fact I know for a fact that the system warns you when you're canceling a class. It was 5:50 in the morning. You were probably half asleep. So
Yes.
you probably didn't see it. Not my
Let
fault.
that be
Not my
noted.
fault.
She canceled the class at 5:50 a.m. in the morning. So she probably very blindly woke up, was like, I'm not in any mood to work out right now. Hit cancel, and then it gives you a pop-up of, are you sure you want to cancel? And then provides the policy at the same time. And so she probably just like double-clicked, went back to bed, saw an email popped up, opened it, didn't read it, closed it. So there's nothing much more we can do, lady.
No. Whatever, she's gone. We're done with her, but it's just the entitlement is on a whole nother level, and the delusion.
A whole nother level. Anywho, that has been our week. And I feel like everyone is on another level right now, just in the world and the universe. And
Yeah.
it's It's hard. It's hard right now to be in a customer service, like, facing job.
Yep.
But the emails, the yeah, it's a lot right now.
Yep.
So, if you're experiencing the same thing, we see you. We feel for you.
God bless people in customer
God
service.
bless. God bless.
All right, let's move into our main event.
Yes.
And speaking of emails, sometimes emails are terrible, as you just saw, but sometimes they are a great replacement for a meeting. And we're going to talk about a little bit of that and talking about how to set boundaries with meetings, how to set intention with meetings, and how to determine when it is appropriate to just send an email and when it's like, when is that sufficient versus when is a meeting actually necessary. And I posted something in my latest Substack that protect your energy like it's your paycheck. I'm going to take that to your time too. Protect your time like it's your paycheck, because it is. And we're going to talk about that.
Love
So
it.
let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Was that a dog I just saw?
Do you see a dog?
I saw a dog pop up for a second. I don't see it anymore.
It might be Hans because he's like literally right here.
Yep,
You see
there's
that?
nose.
There's a little snout.
There's a snout. Hi, Hansi. Oh, you can't hear me.
He can't hear you.
I know. So one thing, and I think this is probably, at least for me, it's been way more relevant in my corporate job than in my peer bar or, but even so with the peer bar stuff is because with my corporate job at my last company, I was in like at least 7 hours of meetings back to back on the hour, every hour, or they were 1.5 to 2 hour meetings and they get filled with 30-minute meetings or whatever, where I had like no actual time to get my work. Some days I didn't have time to go to the bathroom. Like, this is how bad it was. I didn't have time to eat. And
Crazy.
what I think I've done is realizing like you don't have time to do your actual work. And like, so I would be working from like every morning I would wake up and I would work from like 6 to 7 a.m. And then I'd get my kids to school and then I'd go to work and then I'd work for a while. I'd come home, pick my kids up, work from home for more. And then I was always working on weekends. And it just kind of became the norm for me where I feel like I didn't recognize that it was problematic, but it was because I was in so many meetings all day. And I think that that really is something that changed with COVID is when we all went remote, it became so much more the standard to schedule video calls. Like, if we had calls before COVID, they were conference calls, they weren't video. But most of the time you're meeting in person, and it's a lot easier to make meetings intentional when you're like physically with someone versus like, I'm going to call you on Zoom and, oh, you have to be on camera, you have to be ready. And I'm going to block an hour of your time, but I'm going to ask you a question that could have been something you answered in 2 minutes on an email. So I think that that's been one thing that is very dangerous in the corporate world is just the tendency to always schedule a meeting for something. Like, it could have been an email. It really could have. And I think one thing people do a lot too is maybe you're trying to make it look like you're accomplishing something by meeting in person. And I think there is an aspect to it of like meeting with people does build camaraderie. It does build teamwork. Sometimes it can lead to quicker decisions, but that's not the case for every decision or every communication you're trying to get out about a project or like whatever it is. And I think we've defaulted as a society so quickly to just scheduling a call or scheduling a meeting for everything. And I think where I've gone the opposite of that has been in my pure bar business is because I don't have time, or at least I didn't then. I have a little bit more time now, but at my last job, I didn't have time to like I talk to Ava every day, but like most of it's not about work stuff and like a few minutes was. But I created that structure that we have at the studios because I didn't have time to like be on the national sales call. I don't have time to be on all these different calls, talk to all the team members. So I'm like, Ava, just send me an email recap of what you need from me this week and I'll get back to you when I can. And so I think creating a lot of those like boundaries was intentional because it was a response to like the complete opposite end of the spectrum at my day job, you know?
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I found really works for me and what I've been implementing at my new job is I schedule all my meetings in 15 or 45-minute increments. And there's a big reason I do this. One, people very rarely schedule 15-minute meetings. Most calendar settings default to 30 minutes or an hour blocks.
Right.
So by scheduling in 15 or 45-minute or hour and 15 or hour 45, whatever blocks, A, it gives you buffer time if the meeting does run over because you don't have a meeting stacked up right against it. And B, it gives you time to go to the bathroom, grab a bite to eat, refill your water, have a second where you're not talking to someone. And so I think that's been like a huge game changer for me is scheduling 15 or 45-minute intervals in my day and then also blocking out that time as well, where people can't schedule over it. And that's like one thing that's really saved me because you really don't necessarily for a 30-minute meeting, it can probably be whatever the intent is, it can probably be answered in less than that time. And same thing with an hour meeting. The meeting probably doesn't need to be an hour, but if it does, you have that 15-minute buffer built in right there. I think another good boundary to have, we talk about boundaries a lot, is creating an agenda for meetings. So even like my dear friend Ava here she had messaged me on Slack the other day and was like, hey, I'd like to have a meeting to talk about, you want to talk about like roles and responsibilities or like daily tasks or something. And I said, I'm happy to have that conversation with you, but I want you to come to the meeting with a list of what you're doing, what you can offload to someone else, and like what your proposed resolution is. If we want to brainstorm to the meeting, that like in the meeting that can happen naturally, but I want to know what I'm walking into when I come into a meeting. And that way it puts boundaries on the time. I can come in with like preconceived ideas or solutions, so it makes the time more efficient. And so it might come off cold of like, no, I'm not going to meet with you till you have an agenda, especially if you're in a corporate environment. Coming to a meeting with an agenda is expected at this point, I feel like. I think it's respectful of the people you're asking to meet with you, their time. And then they can also decide like, hey, I actually don't need to be in this meeting. Maybe this other person does, which is going to be great for your time because now you're not wasting time in this meeting with this person. At the end of the meeting, they're like, oh, wait, I actually can't help you with this issue, but this person can schedule another meeting with them. So I think scheduling time and blocks that create space, like white space on your calendar, coming to a meeting with intention and knowing what someone else's intention is in that meeting, including setting an agenda, is important. And then just really deciphering like, what are you trying to get out of it? Is this a yes or no question? Send an email. Does it need more context? Does it need more background? Maybe that can also be an email. Send it. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll write an email and offer up a call at the end of it. Hey, if you'd like me to schedule a call to talk through this more, I'm happy to do so. I would say 9 out of 10 times people don't ask for the call. And that saves me more time because I provided all the information in the email and they can decide there if they want to call or not, or if what I've given them is sufficient. I feel like I just talked for a long time.
No, I love it. That's super insightful. No, and I like what you said too, because I did message you. It was in a heat too of like just everything.
It was during your dark place days a few weeks ago.
It was during, I had a major, as the Love Island people would say, I had a major crash out. And that was like mainly due to the fact that there was only 2 people on the team that could help me get this done quickly. It was myself or the operational manager, but the operational manager was training those 2 days that I needed these things done within those 2 days. So I was like, this is all on me. And then I was like, okay, I need more help around here. How can we get that to happen? Which it's happening too with like onboarding someone to help with social media and then just kind of reviewing the roles and responsibilities. And I'll be sending that message out to our leadership team of just like, hey, I know we've had some like restructuring in the last few months. Here's reiteration of what is kind of expected on the day-to-day from all of us. So,
yeah. I think, again, it's a lot of themes we've talked about in prior episodes, right? It's setting boundaries, setting expectations, and using the white space you can create on your own calendar to reflect of like what am I trying to accomplish out of what I'm asking this person their time for? Because their time is important, and if you act like it isn't, they're going to recognize that. If you're just wasting their time in meetings or showing face to show face, that's going to be recognized. And so make sure whatever you're bringing to a meeting or an email, if that's where you decide that the energy is best spent, make sure it's intentional and make sure it's impactful. If you're just speaking up to speak up or scheduling a meeting to schedule a meeting, a lot of people, especially if you're younger in your career, you're trying to gain ground with senior leaders to get visibility. Like, I think that's 100% admirable and something you should do. But if you don't come to a meeting with like an intention, and that person doesn't know the intention, they're going to be like, well, I have 1,000 other things to do today. Why should I meet with you? And, so if you're looking for leadership coaching or you're looking for advice on something, let them know in advance what you're trying to get out of that meeting. Don't just come and like schedule a one-on-one with a mentor or a senior leader and just leave it open-ended. Like,
yeah,
maybe the
nothing
conversation on
prepared.
that, yeah, have something prepared. Give them that courtesy of the advance notice that you're going to come with something prepared so they can prepare. Like, and that way it's a better conversation. It's not just you unloading on them and then them having to like figure out something to say in the moment. Like, they can come, be like, hey, I want advice on how to handle this situation. This is what I want to talk to you about. Okay, great. Now they can start thinking through it in advance. Or if it's not something that needs to be an email, they can read your agenda in advance, be like, hey, I actually can answer your question over email right now. Like, I don't think we need to have a call. Like, no offense. Like, I totally respect the fact you want to have a call, but I have, this on my plate right now. I don't have a ton of time. So if this answers your question, great. If not, let's still jump on the call and they'll probably answer your question. So I think it's definitely situational. If it's
Mhm.
project focused or like specific work issue focused, there is probably a stronger likelihood it could be an email. If it's like leadership related or um any like sort of like interpersonal skills or growth you're looking for, like that's probably not great on an email. Or if it's a tough conversation, that's probably not great on an email. Because a lot of those don't translate well visually, and you need that kind of emotion and that human behind it to see
Right.
them. But a lot of like work issues honestly can be, again, not people related, but problem related as far as tasks. They can be solved over email. And I think we've gotten way too accustomed, especially with work from home, especially with Zoom and Microsoft Teams and Google Meet and whatever you use in your organization. It's become so easy to just s-
Did you hear that?
this, yeah,
That is awful.
please leave it in. Um,
She's just like over it right now.
she's over it. I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm hungry, Opal. I want a steak. Do you want a steak? Let's have steak.
That
Um,
sounds nice.
I
No,
need
you're making
protein.
great points though. Keep going. Fire it up. Settle. I have nothing really to provide to this because I just will call.
No, but you love meetings, so let's talk about that.
I do love meetings. I always come prepared to our team meetings and have an agenda and have a specific focus so I'm not wasting everyone's time. Um, and even with like my leadership too, we'll meet over the phone. And if it's like a phone call, then I hope our teacher, manager, what's her role? Teacher, training
Training and
manager.
tech manager.
She's just in charge of all the teachers.
Yeah.
If we're talking over the phone, it's specifically due to something that needs a phone conversation because it's too much going on. But I'll specifically tell her like in my Monday, I send out like a manager leadership just recap of things where the studio's at in current day, things for the week to focus on, some unanswered questions that I still have from the past week. And if it needs a phone call, I'll just let our teacher manager extraordinaire know. I'm like, hey, let's chat about X, Y, and Z in our phone call. When are you free? So, yeah, that way
But
she
again, you're setting intention. Like, you're
yeah,
setting an
setting
agenda. She
intention.
knows what she's walking into. You're not just bamboozling her with like, hey, let's have a call, and she has no idea what you want to talk to her about. Like,
Oh,
that
no.
way you can say, hey, I want to talk about the schedule for next month, or I want to talk about these specific class times and how they're performing. Like, she can do her research in advance. She can come prepared. And I think that that's
Yeah.
important,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Because her
Yeah.
time's important, your time's important, and protecting that, I think, is really important. It's a good word. It's word of the
100%
day.
important.
Important.
We love it.
All right. Well, that's your main event
Main
for
event.
today.
Not too much on the reality recap because last week's episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty was a waste. But, thinking about it more into depth, it was kind of foreshadowing that Belly was just like running around the city, just being a complete,
Belly.
just being stomach in true form, running around Paris with her roller suitcase and left her backpack sitting on a table outside of a cafe and just left it unattended. And someone swooped it up and she's running around trying to find this goddamn backpack. And, she was just running around trying to find herself because she's just lost herself in a whirlwind of chaos. And so I think that's what the ultimate um, takeaway was from that episode. And I have nothing else more to say because we barely got any Conrad in there. So to be continued.
This is honestly the best episode they've had because you had nothing to say about it. What I am
No.
surprised, I have two notes for this section. One, I'm shocked you haven't discussed Dancing with the Stars, and I will let you in a second. And two, there is a documentary we both need to watch before next week because all I've seen is clips from screenshots of it on social media the last 48 hours. I think it's called The Unknown Number on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's about it's a true story, and it's with the actual people about a mom who trolled her high school daughter on social media.
Oh, fantastic.
And the reason I want to watch this is because there was this one screen grab someone did, and it showed behind the mom as they were interviewing her, and her kitchen table, like end to end, covered in alcohol bottles. And honestly,
oh no,
I need to know more about this woman. So we need to watch that before next week.
That's everyone's homework to watch it with us.
Everyone's homework. And then we'll talk about it. But Dancing with the Stars.
Chef's Kiss, the cast this season. I just about screamed when I saw that Whitney from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was paired with Mark Ballas because he initially said he retired from Dancing with the Stars, hung up his ballroom shoes after him and Charlie D'Amelio won the Mirrorball Trophy that one year. Like, he went out with a bang. And for him to come back, I hope they win. But
his luscious locks.
Oh my gosh, his luscious locks. He's so funny. If you guys don't follow Mark Ballas on Instagram, or it looks like he's just like up on the TikTok trends and everything, he's awesome to watch. But the all-star cast is amazing. We have Topanga from Boy Meets World. We have I can actually go through the actual list of
all I'm going to say, so I'm excited about two things. One is Dylan Efron for obvious reasons.
Oh yes, Dylan Efron.
Like the king of the villains. Actually not a villain, like the best human being ever. And then I'm excited for Jan, who was on Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour, but he's paired with Jen Affleck, who I can't stand from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I'm like,
they'll be a
why?
good pairing. She also has
but
dance experience.
She doesn't deserve him. He's too like no.
So we have them two as a couple. We have Hilaria Baldwin paired with Gleb, who I have nothing to say about Gleb. He's just does not seem like a kind man. Jordan Childs, which will be really good. She's partnered with Ezra Sosa. He's super cute. And then we have Baron Davis, who is an NBA All-Star player. He was on the Charlotte Hornets in 1999. Oh, fun.
Oh.
Alex Earl, she's paired with Val. That I'm interested to see her dance. Does she have dance history or background?
I know nothing about her other than her beef with Alex Cooper.
Okay. I feel as though she has some sort of performing background. Dylan Efron paired with Daniela. Some people have said
she's my favorite.
Like Daniela.
She is my favorite.
When I have blonde hair.
I watch the only dances I watch like after the fact, like I still watch to this day randomly when I just need something, is I watch her in was it Iman and their
Halloween episode.
Halloween dance, and then his finale freestyle.
Yes.
Oh my God, those dances changed me.
She is so good at what she does choreography wise because she has not been too fortunate as far as pairing, and the men that she's been paired with are over at least almost 7 feet tall, and this woman I want to say is like maybe between 5'2", 5'4", and to be in frame with a man that size and for him to be in frame with a woman that size, it's just, it takes a special type of choreographer and professional to be able to work with that. And she just exceeds on all levels on that. We also have Corey Feldman, who I know nothing about.
So, fun fact, I saw in the news today, his dance partner, Jenna, came on the news in some fashion and said that she has not met with him since they got announced as partners. So, like, how are they practicing?
Yeah, that's what I heard too, and that he's going through something or has some work or something like loose ends to tie up. I feel like when something like this happens, he's not going to be on this season. So I'm a little concerned about that duo. We also have Danielle Fishel, which is Topanga from Boy Meets World, if you don't know her name. She's partnered with Pasha, who's Daniela's husband. We have Elaine Hendricks, who is Meredith from The Parent Trap. She's... Yes. I don't know what else she's been in, but that's her
the only one that matters.
Claim to fame. And then she's paired with Alan. We have Scott Hoying. Is that how you say his name? But he's part of Huang. But he's part of Pentatonics, which love just brings out the holiday spirit, you know. He's paired with Riley Arnold, and then we have Robert Irwin, just a little cutie, paired with Whitney Carson. That's going to be a really good pairing. And then we have Lauren from Fifth Harmony, and she's paired with Brandon Armstrong. Did you see that they came on with the Jonas Brothers recently in their concert?
No, because the only person I follow from Fifth Harmony is Camila Cabello, and she's not in it. So
tragic. So they performed recently with the Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers have been bringing on just some groups.
You lost me at the Jonas Brothers. I can't stand them.
They're great. They're great brothers. We love family dynamic. And so
the gaslighting of the Queen of the North, I'm not going to get past.
Okay. Yeah. But they brought Fifth Harmony
and the chastity belts. No.
Oh, it was an era. I just remember when Nick Jonas came out saying that he had diabetes. I literally thought the man was dying, and I cried about it. It's like, no, he's gonna die. He has diabetes. No. But so they brought Fifth Harmony on, and I love Fifth Harmony. They've come out with lots of great hits like Work From Home.
That was the one.
That was the one. But they've also produced like great performers like Camila Cabello, and then there's
that one.
Just that one. No, there's other ones, but
because the other one's on Dancing with the Stars. That's how you know.
Well, so the one that's on Dancing with the Stars, apparently she had a huge like hole near her crotch in her tights during that performance. And looking at the performance, they were all over the place. Like no one was
it already on?
No, this was from when Fifth Harmony came to the Joe Bros concert. The Fifth Harmony was not in harmony. They were just popcorn. Shocking. Yeah. So, you know, they could have rehearsed a little bit more. Lauren could have figured out her tights maybe beforehand, you know. Clearly there was not a dress rehearsal. The Joe Bros probably called them that week and were like, hey, we're going to be in this town. Do you want to come on? Great. Let's go. So that's what I have to say about it.
You got
and then
plan.
We have obviously Whitney and Mark Ballas. We have Andy.
So something on Whitney, I saw a bunch of fans are like saying that she should be kicked off because she is. Yeah, she's not the only one. Like JoJo Siwa is a dancer, like literally on Dance Moms.
Charlie D'Amelio.
Like so many people have. She's not a professional dancer. Yeah, she had dance training growing up. She's not an active dancer.
Being a dancer back in the day, to do ballroom, it'd be like, okay, going on a sports type of competition show. If I were a professional basketball player going on a sport type of show and they're telling me to compete, but I have to learn how to play baseball, would be equivalent to me trying to figure out how to do ballroom. Yes, there's advantage of I know music, I know how to work with a partner, but I don't know anything about the cha-cha, the quick step, the paso doble. Like maybe I'll have an advantage because I can maybe pick it up quicker because I've been in that type of environment, but it's like night and day.
Yeah.
It's complete opposites. So everyone needs to chill out.
Truly.
And that's it. The last one was Andy, and MS Slater is his partner. He's been on so many.
Is that Andy Richter? From the Conan O'Brien show?
Is that what everyone knows him from?
I mean, he's been in some movies and he's been in TV shows and stuff. Yeah, but he was like the kind of assistant, like second fiddle on the Conan O'Brien show.
Says he was in Elf. What was he in Elf?
Oh, he was. Ooh. He was one of the guys that worked at the dad's publishing company.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, yes. And they came up with the idea of like, sorry, I keep hitting my microphone. What am I? A Peach on the Farm.
The Peach on the Farm.
Yes, the book, the children's book.
Yeah.
Love it. Anywho,
Love it.
What an episode.
I feel like the main event today was small, but that's okay. It was intentional. It was impactful. It was respectful of your time. The rest of the episode, not so much, but this is why you guys show up. And we appreciate you being here. Make sure wherever you watch your podcast to subscribe, to follow, to like. If you have any stories you want us to share, any emails you want us to read, please email us, workwivesandreallives@gmail.com. DM us on Instagram at workwivesandreallives. We appreciate you guys being here and just listening to us ramble for an hour and a half.
It's the best.
I'm so excited because Daddy Solvang, Mr. Cockroach, Joe's hose. Yes. After your Lord Farquaad clip went out, he literally screenshot it and was like, please tell me this diabolical queen will be at the bell renewal. And she will. And who knows, maybe, I'm sure it's not going to happen because I'm going to be so in it, but like maybe an episode will come from the bell renewal. We'll see. Stay tuned. It's next weekend. You'll get one more episode before that, but
yeah, you'll get one more episode before our vow renewal extravaganza.
So, all right. Well, as a recap, protect your time like it's your paycheck. Your time is valuable. Protect it at all costs. And don't let pointless meetings get in the way of being your best self.
Amen.
That's all I got. Thanks,
Cheers.
everyone, for showing up. Cheers. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.